Hi everybody. I know it's been a long time since I've made myself visible here on screen, but there's an important reason for that. I'm deeply immersed in the creation of the third part of the Primordial Code. And what I can tell you is that it's going pretty well. We still have a number of exciting journeys ahead of us, and you know, the horizon of the story is crystal clear, but the road to get there is not yet known. And that pretty much sums up the current situation. The film will be released at the end of 2025, a little later than usual, but I want to make the film you deserve, and that takes time and energy. But yeah, I have something else to share. I need your input. Over the past 2.5 years that I've been working on this trilogy, I've constantly asked myself, why do I want to create this? What answers am I looking for? Why on earth would I want to search for the Primordial Code? Will the answers help us grow, and if so, how? You know, and in a sense, aren't we all searching? You know, the spirit of times we live in demands it. You know, these are bizarre times in which we are guided by a sort of gut feeling that we must search for answers ourselves. But the burning question is why? Why are we searching? And if we find it, how will it take us further? You see, well, before you start looking for something you've lost, you first need to determine if you truly need it when you find it. And if not, then your search for truth will be fueled primarily by ego or a desire for social validation. It might stem from a need for confirmation bias, or simply the pleasure of the attention you receive in the pursuit. And if that's the case, there's a strong likelihood you'll become an eternal seeker by choice. And eternal seekers don't seek answers, because discovering the answer would undermine their very existence. And what I've observed in recent years is that countless individuals are on a quest for, you know, meaning, yet remain uncertain about what exactly they're seeking. And when they finally stumble upon something that resonates, they're, you know, often at a loss for how to engage with it effectively. So the danger lies in allowing yourself to be swept away by fake aspirations, following self-proclaimed experts, gurus, while life unfolds around you, right? And opportunities slip away. And you know, that was the battle in my head for a couple of years back when, you know, when I was starting with these films. Why am I searching? It seems like a very simple question, but I challenge you to ask yourself that question, and you will find that it's not so easy to answer. And go as deep as possible, you know. And in a lot of cases, after unpacking the why questions, you notice that search for the truth many times don't make any sense at all. So I'm doing these kind of mind exercises before every film I make, to be sure I'm not, you know, getting lost in the search, and to reassure you, I do have answers in me for a while. Otherwise, I couldn't make films as such. But I'm especially curious to know your motivation, because I don't make films for myself, and so, you know, for the upcoming film, it would help me if I have as many as possible motivations from your side. It would be greatly appreciated if you could post your answers or comments below, or simply send an email to film@marijnpoels.com. So the question is, why should you actively seek to understand humanity's true history? What are you generally searching for? And at the pressing question, how can the answer empower you? And in my opinion, your motivation must go beyond merely affirming that we're being oppressed, indoctrinated, manipulated. You know, we're well aware of this reality, I trust. The answer should propel us toward a future greater than the past. So, what truths are you eager to uncover, and why do they matter to you? And I would love to read your motivations, and hope they will inspire me to integrate them in some way into part 3 of the Primordial Code. So yeah, I'm looking very much forward to read all these comments, and thanks in advance. And oh yeah, you can still support the film financially, because we're not there yet ready. You can do that at marijnpoels.com/call-to-support. As I said, I'm looking forward to your comments and replies. Please stay well, stay tuned, because Primordial Code 3 is going to be pretty wild.